Hi, welcome. In today's video, we will try to visualize cylindrical coordinate system and basically how to locate a point in cylindrical coordinate system. The reference for any coordinate system will be polar coordinate system or Cartesian coordinate system in general. We will try to visualize the cylindrical coordinate system by taking Cartesian coordinate system as the reference. So, let us first draw the Cartesian coordinate system, which is an xyz coordinate system in 3 dimension. So, we are following right hand coordinate system. So, this will be x, this will be y, and this will be z. Now, we have already discussed in detail how to locate a point P in such a system. So, we are trying to locate the same point P if we do not know the values of x, y and z. So, we are going to locate the same point P using some other coordinates. So, we are going to check how we are going to do that with reference to cylindrical coordinate system. So, let the point P, okay, let any point P be here, okay, somewhere here. So, what I do is, first I drop a perpendicular from this point P to the nearest plane. In this case, I have considered point P on positive values of x, y, z, right. So, when I drop a perpendicular, it is going to drop onto xy plane. So, let us visualize that xy plane. So, what I am going to do, a point P where I need to locate it, okay, exact value of that point P, from there I drop a perpendicular to the nearest plane. So, here it is xy plane. After that, from the origin I draw a line to the point where this perpendicular touches the xy plane. Now, I visualize this as an half plane, okay, I visualize this as an half plane, okay. Now, this half plane makes some angle with x axis. That angle is measurable and it is known as phi or azimuth angle. Basically, azimuth angle is derived from the concept of geographical spherical system, okay, but we can easily use it in cylindrical coordinate systems also. So, the angle measured from xz plane, okay, it can be an angle measured from xz plane or from x axis. So, that angle is phi. Okay. Now, what I know, this point P is located on 3D space at an angle phi from xz plane. So, I located point P in one sense, but that is not enough, right. I should know this point P is from how far from xy plane and how far from xz plane also. I just came to know it is at what location from xz plane, okay, by this angle, but I do not know exactly how far it is from this z axis, how far it is from xy plane. So, I may require 2 more coordinates to measure this. So, next what I do is, I draw a right angular cylinder, okay, a right angled cylinder with the point P on its surface. I will complete a cylinder whose axis is z axis and such that this point P will come on the surface of this cylinder. So, this point P is located exactly at the top edge surface of this cylinder. Now, if I know the radius of this cylinder, let me notate it using rho. So I know the radius of this cylinder is rho. Yeah. Now I got some idea where this point P is. This point P is the distance rho from z axis at an angle phi from x axis. Yeah, that is great. Now what else I need to know? To exactly locate, precisely locate this point P, I should be able to know what is the distance of this point P from the xy plane, right? That is nothing but height of this cylinder. In this example, that is nothing but the height of the cylinder. So I locate it as, or I notate it as Z. So these three parameters, rho, phi and z, will help me to locate this point P in cylindrical coordinate system. The reference is obviously XYZ coordinate system or Cartesian coordinate system, but who is helping me to locate this point P now is a cylinder. So the name cylindrical coordinate system. But here you have to remember one thing. This point P cannot be always on top of the cylinder or edge of the cylinder. It can be anywhere on the surface of the cylinder. Doesn't matter because rho doesn't vary. Phi accordingly varies because you can anywhere P is, you can drop a perpendicular line to the plane, you can complete the half plane and you can measure the phi. Doesn't matter. But our idea of this height of the cylinder will not be applicable in such cases. What I am trying to convey is, if so to make it more clear, consider this as the half plane. So this phi is the angle made by xz plane. Phi is the angle made by this xz plane with this half plane. Hope that is very clear. Keeping that in mind, this point P can be anywhere on the surface of the cylinder, something like this. It can be here, it can be here. What changes? Rho remains same because this is on the surface. Please visualize, it's a three-dimensional cylinder. So this is on the surface, so rho remains the same, and accordingly you can drop a perpendicular here, and from the origin you can join, you can complete this half plane and measure phi. Phi will reduce or increase, doesn't matter, you can measure phi, you can measure rho is constant. But what about this z? This, when point P is here, this will be my z. When point P is here, this will be my z. So I say that z is not always the height of the cylinder, or I should be able to relocate or redraw the cylinder such that this z will become the height of the cylinder. That is also possible. Is it right? So every time I change the location of the point P, correct? Point P, then I can redraw the cylinder, no harm. The point P is here, so I will make it on the edge of the cylinder by drawing my cylinder somewhere here. Phi and rho will not affect. Agree? Yeah, but that is not the right way of doing it always. So we rather consider this z as something different, not the height of the cylinder. So we consider this z as a constant plane parallel to xy plane. So I visualize it something like this. I'll redraw. I'll consider again XYZ coordinate system. So I'm going to consider my z as a plane. Which is parallel to my xy plane, where I am dropping the perpendicular from point P. And if I measure this height from xy plane, what is the height of this z plane from xy plane? I will get the coordinate z. So this is better or best practice. So instead of treating z as height of the cylinder, which in case you will find in most of the textbooks or in reference books, it is better practice to consider Z as the distance from xy plane to a constant Z plane. So, my point P will always lie on this constant Z plane. That is the idea. In the sense, rho, which is the radius of the cylinder, phi, which is a vertical plane perpendicular to xy plane, making an angle phi with respect to xz plane, and Z, which is a constant plane parallel to xy plane. These three intersection gives me point P. Okay, so it's very clear that the point P in a cylindrical coordinate system can be defined as the intersection of these three surfaces in cylindrical coordinate system. So, a point P in cylindrical coordinate system has three coordinates, and I can represent a point P in cylindrical coordinate system as rho, phi and Z. So, I can easily locate it hereafter by drawing it on a reference xyz coordinate system with an half plane, with the surface of the cylinder measuring the radius of the cylinder rho, angle made by half plane with respect to xz plane or x axis, and what is its height from xy plane. Hope this is very clear. At this point of time, it is also necessary to identify what is the minimum and maximum values of these three coordinates. What would be maximum and minimum value of rho, phi and Z? So, since rho is radius of a visualized cylinder, I can assume that rho can vary from a very near value of 0, okay, very near value of 0 up to a very high value of infinity. That means the cylinder which is needed to visualize this point P can be as small as 0.01 radius, and it can be as large as 1 lakh, 10 lakh kind of radius. So, it can vary between 0 and infinity. And by geometry, the azimuth angle, that is phi, can rotate, right? So, look at this diagram. This plane, this half plane can be anywhere on xy plane. Agree, this phi is measured on xy plane, right, with respect to x axis. So, this phi can take entire rotation. This plane can be measured something like this. It can be measured throughout this xy plane, throughout this xy plane. So, this phi can also vary, okay, starting from near to 0 value, and it can extend up to 360 degree. So, it is usually measured in radian. So, we write phi is varying from 0 to 2 pi. Okay. Now, third coordinate Z. What about Z? So, in the initial discussion we have said that Z is height of the, possibly the height of the cylinder, or Z is a constant plane drawn at an height Z from xy plane. In both cases, Z can vary from 0 to infinity. Is it so? No. Z can vary from minus infinity to 0, because if I extend this Z axis, okay, Z axis goes, this is negative Z axis, this Z axis can extend up to minus infinity, and this side, this Z axis can extend up to plus infinity, that is very large positive value or a very large negative value. So, I say that this Z can vary from minus infinity to plus infinity. So, this is always important or necessary to remember what is the universal limits or what is the respective ranges of coordinates of cylindrical coordinate system. So, rho, which is radius, can vary from 0 to infinity, phi, which is azimuth angle, can vary from 0 to 2 pi in radians, and z, which is the height from xy plane to the z plane, can vary from minus infinity to plus infinity. So, now since cylindrical coordinate system and its representation and its visualization is very clear, it is always nice or helpful for us to find what is the relation between cylindrical coordinate system and Cartesian coordinate system. So, let us check that. For finding the relation between Cartesian and cylindrical system, again we will be taking Cartesian coordinate system as the reference. Then I will be representing or visualizing cylindrical coordinate system over this Cartesian coordinate system. So, this is the xy plane and I have somewhere point P. I am just dropping a perpendicular from that point P, okay, to meet this. So, we will be using just geometrical relations to find the relation between Cartesian and cylindrical system, okay. So, this is very straightforward. So, I know that this is half plane and the angle measured is phi, all this we just now discussed. So, I am just redrawing the diagram, okay, and this can be rho, okay. So, assuming that the cylinder is passing like this at this point or at this point, this can be the radius of the cylinder, okay, which is measured as half plane. So, I have rho, I have phi, okay. Now, let me consider that this is some value of x and this is some value of y, because this is along x axis and this is along y axis. So, considering that this is some value of x and this is some value of y. Now, see here I am going to consider this triangle, okay. To solve it I am going to consider this triangle. So, the basic idea is you will be given with values of rho and phi and you will be asked to find what is x and what is y. So, that is basically what is the meaning of finding the relation, right. You will be given a point represented in cylindrical coordinate system, rho phi z system, and you will be asked to find what is its equivalent xyz system, or in some applications a point given in xyz coordinate system, okay, represented by xyz should have been or should be transferred to rho phi z system for better visualization. In either case we should know the relation. If I know xyz, how to get equivalent rho phi z. If I know rho phi and z, how to get equivalent xyz. That is the point of discussion. Keeping that in mind, I am going to consider this triangle, okay. So, if I consider this triangle, I can write cosine of phi, that is cos phi, as x divided by rho. This is because this angle will be 90 degrees. So, this is a right angled triangle, okay. It is very clear from the geometry. This is right angled triangle. So, this will be the hypotenuse. So, this is where I am measuring the angle, okay. So, adjacent side by hypotenuse is cos phi. So, this tells me that x is nothing but rho cos phi, right. X is rho cos phi. So, if I know rho, if I know phi, I can substitute here and find what is equivalent x. Yeah, interesting, nice, okay. Now, since this is y, this length is y, this is parallel to that. So, this also should be y, okay. From symmetry, that also should be y. So, keeping that in mind, from the same triangle I can write what is sin phi. So, sin phi is opposite side by hypotenuse. So, I write y by rho. This tells me that y is rho sin phi. Nice. So, if I know rho, if I know phi, I can substitute here and get what is y. And you know that in both coordinate systems you have z, right? So z is height of the point from xy plane, that is same in both the systems. So along z axis you will have z. So in both the systems z is same as z. So if I have z equal to 2 meter in cylindrical coordinate system, z remains 2 meter in Cartesian coordinate system. That is also interesting. Okay, this is fine. If rho, phi and z is given to you, you know now how to get x, y and z. It's that simple. Now the other way around. If x, y and z is given to you, how to locate that point in cylindrical coordinate system. That is how to find rho, phi and z. So I'll be using same geometry. As I told you, this is right angle triangle and this is hypotenuse. So I need to find now this hypotenuse rho if I know x and y. So I'll be directly applying Pythagoras theorem. So rho is square root of x square plus y square. So this will give me rho. Now next what I need to find is phi. For finding phi with respect to x and y, I write what is tan phi from this triangle. So tan phi is y by x, opposite side by adjacent side, or phi can be tan inverse of y by x. And as I told, z is z. So if x is given, y is given, you can easily find what is rho, and similarly for same x and y you can easily find what is phi, and z is same. So this is how we convert, or this is how we relate Cartesian and cylindrical coordinate system. So that is all for discussion in this video. If you like this video, if you could visualize cylindrical coordinate system, relation between Cartesian cylindrical coordinate system, please share this knowledge with your friends. Like the video, comment, so that I will never feel I am teaching this to machines. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Bye.